I don't care what Maggie and Mrs. C say, Grace's singing is awesome. Home on the Range, yay-ha! Directed by Will Finn and John Standard, and is the 44th Disney animated classic overall. So Home on the Range tells the story of Maggie, a cow from Abner's farm after the most feared cattle rustler in the entire West, Alameda Slim, steals Maggie's entire herd. Poor Abner can't afford to keep the farm any longer, so he sends her to the humble and friendly farmer Patch of Heaven, in which Maggie befriends Grace and Mrs. C, though Pearl, Patch of Heaven's owner, is told by the sheriff that her farm will go on auction if the bank doesn't get $750 in a 3-day time limit. So Maggie and gets the idea to nab Alameda Slim to gain the reward money to save the farm. Happy 15th anniversary Home on the Range 2004 to 2019, and yeah, I do recall seeing this movie with my mum and sister in theatres. We were one of the few people to give this movie our money in theatres, because sadly this is one of Disney's biggest bombs to date. Yeah, sadly, this is what led to hand-drawn animation at Disney becoming near extinct these days. This was sadly Disney's final hand-drawn animated feature at the time, until The Princess and the Frog in 2009 had slightly revived it, but still, that was just lazy of Disney to just forget about hand-drawn in favour of CGI, just to fit in with other animation studios at the time. And also, happy belated Easter, you could each share my chocolate Easter bunny, plenty for all, and yeah, hope you and your entire families had such an awesome Easter 2019. And I thought, as a special Easter review, let's review a fun movie. Yeah, let's review a childhood favourite of mine, Home on the Range, and this is going to be my most controversial Disney review since my Wreck-It Ralph rant, but I like Home on the Range. Please don't hurt me! Come at me, Home on the Range haters. Sure, Disney fans label this as one of the Mouse House's worst, but I can see the fun side of this movie. I'm like, is it really that bad? Sure, this isn't a culturally significant movie, but Disney don't always need to release masterpiece after masterpiece. Sometimes they can just make good movies. They don't need to always be great. As long as they're good, that's what matters. So let me get to my positives. I love that this movie is a Disney movie that's intentionally a comedy. It's a movie you're supposed to have fun with. It isn't Emperor's New Groove level funny, but it's certainly one of Disney's funniest in their entire canon. You could fill an entire notebook with the times that me and my sister just laughed our freaking butts off at this hilarious movie, and I would have an issue if this movie was intended to be a drama. I would think the comedy wouldn't make sense, but in this case, thankfully, because you're not supposed to judge it seriously, the comedy perfectly suits this movie. And Maggie and Grace and Mrs. C are three cow protagonists. They are all awesome. It's great that we have a Disney movie with three strong female leads. Maggie, voiced by Rosanna Donnell. She's fun, inventive, and has a more tragic backstory than people give her credit for. She lost her entire initial family to Slim, and goodness knows what Slim intended to do with her herd just to advance his scheme of buying all the land. We totally get behind Maggie's motivation to bring Slim to justice, and now that she has her new family, her Patch of Heaven family, she's determined to not let the same thing happen to them. Mrs. C is my mum's favourite character in this movie, voiced by Judi Dench. Sadly, we don't hear Judi Dench do voice acting so often. Good morning, Margaret. What a wonderful surprise. Disney were lucky to get Judi Dench, and Mrs. Calloway, or Mrs. C as for short. She initially doesn't trust Maggie whatsoever, but she does overcome her stubbornness and learn to accept Maggie as a member of a Patch of Heaven, which is a heartwarming conclusion to her and Maggie's complicated relationship, and Grace is for sure my favourite character in this entire movie, voiced by the comedic expert Jennifer Tilly. My sister's favourite cow is Maggie, my mum's favourite is Mrs. C, and my favourite would be Grace. She is the most gentle of the cows, and unlike Mrs. C, as she immediately befriends and warms up to Maggie, and Grace is singing as some of the most hilarious moments of the movie. She'll be coming round the mountain and home on the range. Yeah, they say the title "Home on the Range" but multiple times in this movie. You can play a game with how many times they mention the movie's title, and it's handy they have Grace on the mission, as she is the one cow that's immune to Slim's hypnotic yodeling due to her perfect pitch, and Buck, the sheriff's horse, he just dreams of being a bounty hunter legend. He just wants to go out there and face the outlaws for the thrill of it. And at first, he idolizes Rico, the most well-respected bounty hunter in the West. But once he finds out the plot twist of Rico, he changes his mind and switches sides and realizes that the cows are more heroes than Rico ever was. And Pearl, the Patch of Heaven's owner, she's the most underrated character in this movie, as she's such a terrific mother to her animal family, and she can certainly stand up for them and hold her own when she needs to be. They're family. You don't sell family. I said get. Yeah, Western women were so tough, and Pearl is one of them. Lucky Jack the rabbit is the very first character we see in the movie, in the movie's opening song "Home on the Range," where he is fleeing for his life against all these predators that want him on the menu. He then disappears from the movie and doesn't reappear until the second half. He turns out that his mine, Echo Mine, was invaded by Slim. He leads them to Slim's hideout. So he also has a justified motivation to help the cows catch Slim, as he also lost his home. The character motivations in this movie are deeper than we think, and the Alameda Slim and the Willy brothers. They are some of the most underrated and downright hilarious Disney villains of the bunch, especially Slim, with his sinister appearance to his ability to outsmart our heroes. My personal favourite gag from Slim and the Willies would be when Slim dresses in his disguise to sneak into auctions, and the Willies are like, who are you? What do you do with Uncle Slim? Put up your do, Mr. Fancy Britches. You Home on the Range haters may be thinking, Harry, are you mad for laughing with Home on the Range's humour? Not at all. To me, it's delightful humour and harmless to laugh at. And Rico, the fake bounty hunter who turns out was working for Slim this entire time. This was one of the first Disney twist villains before they just overused the twist villain in their 2010s movies. But for Home on the Range, it worked, yeah, and Rico's character helped advance Buck's character. And I absolutely dug this movie's Wild West vibes. This is nothing like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, sure, but it's good to see a Western every once in a while that's just for laughs. And I have sheer praise for this movie's wonderful library of songs. These songs are extremely underrated. Why does no Disney CD ever play them? Literally, from Home on the Range to Little Patch of Heaven way out west, my personal favourite track, to Alameda Slim's villain song, Yodeladoo, underrated Disney villain song. And also, Will the Sun Ever Shine Again? In a emotional moment in the movie when it doesn't look so good for our heroes, and the second half of this movie is all action. It will get your blood pumping as you get to see the animals just kick some bounty hunter ass, and Grace Saves the Day when she kicks Maggie's cowbell right into Alameda's mouth. And that's why Grace is my hero in this movie. Though as underrated as I think Home on the Range is, this is by no means a Disney classic, nor a flawless Disney movie. So I do have my negatives. I do think the movie's adventure felt too short. Literally, in terms of obstacles, we just have a flash flood for our heroes on their journey to get Slim, but that's it. It really needed a longer running time than just an hour and 15 minutes. And also that saloon scene was totally unnecessary when they're searching for the sheriff. Its purpose was just for comedy, not to advance the story. And also that reference to Spirit Stallion at the Cimarron when Maggie's like, Stallion at the Cimarron. That was unnecessary. Also, you don't need to make fun of DreamWorks, Disney. So even if Home on the Range isn't a golden Disney masterpiece, it's still a Disney flick that I can see again and again, and it's really not that bad, and deserves a chance. Heck, it's far superior to the shitty Disney live-action remakes we have these days. I give Home on the Range 4 stars out of 5. Good movie. Also, special thanks to Hockey Guy 1 for honouring my request and reviewing this movie last year. have plenty more Disney reviews lined up. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of Home on the Range? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google Plus and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I review Avengers Endgame, when I get the Infinity Gauntlet out one final time. And also I will be making a video of my predictions for Endgame before I review the movie. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.